Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are keeping well. So dear students, as you all know that in my last video I had started POEM-2, an elementary school classroom in a slum by Stephen Spender. So in this video we will be continuing this poem, but before moving ahead, let us once again recall what we have read in this poem in the last video. As in my last video I had explained two stanzas, stanza 1 and stanza 2. So let us go through a quick revision of these two stanzas. Then we'll start, then I'll read out stanza 3 and stanza 4 and explain. Today we will finish this poem. Okay dear students, so let me show you a PPT on your screen, and with the help of PPT we will be recalling what we have read in this poem in stanza 1 and 2 as of now. So let me show you the PPT. In the last video I explained stanza 1. In stanza 1 the poet describes the children who study in an elementary school which is set up in a slum area. The poet says that the faces of children are dull and without any energy. They are not full of energy like other kinds of other kids of their age. These children are compared to unwanted wheat. Here the writer wants to say that these children seem to be unwanted like the unwanted weeds which grow on their own in the field. Their hair is not neatly done. It falls on their pale faces as if they have been torn apart. The children are untidy. They haven't combed their hair. Then he describes a tall girl who seems to be burdened by poverty. Her head is bent, maybe because of tiredness or shame. There is another boy who is so weak and thin that he has been compared to a sheet of paper. The boy's eyes reflect greed and he wants to achieve everything. Then he describes another student who is physically disabled. The poet says that this boy is unlucky because he inherited a disease from his father, due to which he has a deformed body. Instead of getting any facility from his father, he has received a disease in heritage. This disabled boy is sitting on his bench and is reciting his lesson. At the back of the class, in dim, dark area, was a small boy who was not visible to the poet as he was sitting in darkness. The poet could see his eyes, which were bright and dull of a dream. He was not paying attention to the class. It seemed as if he was rather interested in playing with squirrels in the tree house. Then, second stanza. Let us have a look on second stanza. In second stanza, the poet describes the walls of the school. They are cream in color, like the color of sour cream. This means that the walls are not clean. They have not been painted recently. The walls are covered with different charts and images that must have been donated by rich people and are meaningless for these children. There is a picture of Shakespeare on the wall. He is the epitome of excellence in literature, but children of slums will never be able to read his famous plays. There is a picture of a clear blue sky. There is no speck of cloud, but the sky of the slum children is foggy and hazy. There is a picture of a modern city with high-rise buildings. People here have all facilities which the children of slum are bereft of. They live in dirt and squalor. There is a picture of the famous Tiroli valley which has beautiful flowers. There is the image of a map which helps all its own way. But for these children, the map of the world is irrelevant, because the slum where they live is different from what is shown in the map. Their world is only what they see out of the window of the classroom. The slum, their future is full of darkness. Their future is compared to a narrow street, which means that there is no wide scope available for their future growth. The children are far away from the radiant light of knowledge and education. So thus, dear students, as you can see the picture of William Shakespeare, it is there in the classroom, as William Shakespeare is famous for his literary excellence. But the children in the classroom, they cannot read what written in their book, what was written in their book. They are devoid of the nutrition. They are devoid of the basic facilities, let alone the reading the book. Okay, so the picture of William Shakespeare is put on the wall, so which William Shakespeare is famous for his literary excellence, but for these children it is of no use as they cannot read. So a clear sky, clear blue sky, that is cloudless, but these students, they cannot see. You can see here in this slide the modern city, and on the other hand I showed you how a slum area look like. Further more term we will be coming across. So let me explain the next stanza. Then I will show you some more terms in reference to this poem in the PPT. So now open your book at page number 93 and look at your book. Third stanza. Surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal, for lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes from fog to endless night. On their slag heap the children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass, like bottle bits on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum. So blot their map with slums as big as doom. So let me write here meanings of some words, then I'll explain this stanza. Slyly means secretly. Slyly means secretly. Next word, it's secretly. Next word, crammed. Crammed means narrow. Crammed means narrow. Slag. Slag means waste material. Slag means waste material. Heap means we all know, that is pile. Heap means pile. Blot means stain. Let me write here. Blot means stain, that is called dhabba in Hindi, dag. Doom means ruin or hell. Doom means ruin or hell. Okay, let's begin. Now look at the third stanza. I hope you have taken the screenshot. If not, you can pause the video and write them down, or you can take the screenshot. Surely Shakespeare is wicked. So further, the poet Stephen Spender says that surely Shakespeare is wicked. Shakespeare is wicked here. Why Shakespeare is wicked? So Shakespeare is wicked because the picture of Shakespeare is put on the wall of that slum classroom, but these children are unable to read what Shakespeare has written. So as Shakespeare is known for his literary excellence, but he did not do anything for these children. So that is why here the poet calls Shakespeare wicked. The map, a bad example. And further the poet says the map which is put on the wall in the classroom is a bad example for the children, because the map shows the world of rich people, the world of civilized people. But these slum children are devoid of the basic facilities, basic amenities. So that is why the map is a bad example for these children. With ships and sun and love tempting them to steal. So the map on which ships and sun have been shown, here it encouraging them to steal, because the children are devoid of the basic facilities. So that is why the map is encouraging them, causing a greediness for them to steal. For lives that slyly turn in their crammed holes from fog to endless night. Further the poet says that for lives that slyly, that secretly, so lives of these slum children, these slum people, the people who live in slum, their lives secretly turn in their crammed holes. Crammed means narrow hole. So the slum where the streets are narrow, the open sky cannot be seen. So the poet says their future has been packed in the in that cramped hole, that narrow hole. Sorry dear students, let me correct the date. It is 10 today, but by mistake I have written here 9. It should be 10 here. Okay, it should be 10. Okay, so once again from the first line, surely Shakespeare is wicked. So the poet says that surely Shakespeare is wicked for these children, because Shakespeare is famous for his literary excellence, but he did not do anything for these children. And the map which is showing the ships, the sun, which is showing a world of civilized people, a world of rich people, is a bad example for these children, because the lives of these children secretly it has turned into the narrow holes from fog to endless night. So even the sunshine cannot reach to the slum, because their streets are too much congested, too much congestion is there. So that is why the poet says that they have been packed in narrow holes, and they live their morning starts from fog, and it's continues till endless night. Oh, their slag heap, the children on their slag heap. Slag heap means waste material, but here the body of the children has been referred as waste material. Okay, so the poet says that on their slag heap the children were skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass like bottle bits on stones. So on their slag heap, on their waste material, on their body, which has been compared here to waste material, the children wear skins. The skin of the children peeped through by bones. So as they are the victim of malnutrition, so it seems that their body has been compared to the waste material, and their bones are just peeping. Okay, their skins are just peeping by their bones. They are very thin. They are the victim of malnutrition. So that is why the poet has described them this way. And spectacles of steel with mended glass like bottle bits on stones. And the spectacles which they are wearing, it seems that it has been made, it has been mended, and it looks like bottle bits on stone, as bottle, broken pieces of bottle on the stone. The spectacles which these children are wearing, it is having the mended glass. It looks like the bottle bits on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum. Yes, they cannot move out of foggy slum. They have to spend their time. They have to live there. They have to play there. They have to do all their activity there in that slum only. So that is why the poet Stephen Spender calls that their time and space are foggy slum. So blot their maps and slum as big as Dune. So blot their maps, so that maps which has been put on the classroom, the map of the civilized people. On that map, this slum area is a blot, is a stain, with slums as big as doom. So it is as nothing less than the hell. The slum area, which is nothing less than the hell, it is a blot, it is a stain on that map which are put on the wall of the classroom. And the map shows the civilized people, the educated people, but this slum is like a blot, is like a stain on that slum. Okay, So let us once again try understand, revise this stanza with the help of PPT. I'll also show you some pictures. So this is the modern city. As you can see, earlier we have seen the picture of the slum area. Let me show you once again. You can see. Okay, so how different the slum area is from that modern city. So the map which is put in, on the wall of that slum classroom, it shows the world of civilized world. Okay, so further we will come across these terms. The modern city, the picture of modern city, the map of modern city has been put on the wall. It's just imposition of these children which tempting them to steal. So further, the Tiroli's valley, it's a valley of, it's a beautiful valley in Austria. This is the open-handed map which has been made by powerful and influential people, and it is just imposition of these children which shows only civilized world. This is foggy future of these children, as in slum area mostly. This way you can see all the waste materials are thrown there, and when they are burned, so such dangerous smoke comes out, and whole time they cannot see the proper sun. So this is their future, which are packed in the slum area. This starts from fog and it continues to endless night. They never witness the rays of the sun. Okay, so their future is dark. This is the capes, meaning of which I made you write a piece of highlight. Okay, so stanza third. Let us once again revise what we have read. Surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map a bad example, with the ships and sun and love tempting them to steal for lives that slyly turn in their crammed holes from fog to endless night. From fog to endless night, on their slag heap, these children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel, with mended glass like bottle bits on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum, so blot their maps with slum as big as doom. So in the third stanza, the poet further says that these children living in the slum area have faced so many hardships that they feel every other person to be their enemy. From them, Shakespeare is an evil man. They don't find the map to be a good thing. They were never liked or loved by anyone. Therefore, they hate almost everyone. Their desire of being loved by others forces them to steal. They live in small homes, and they have started adjusting to it. Their life is going towards an endless night. This means that their future is full of darkness. These kids are so thin that one can easily see their bones through the thin layer of skin. Their skin is like the thin layer of cloth, and the bones beneath are visible through the skin. These kids suffer from malnutrition. They wear spectacles which are made of steel. They have been discarded, but these children are using it. Their life is crushed like a glass bottle because of so many hardships in their lives. As these slums are getting bigger, they will destroy the future of these children, and it is very difficult for such kids to escape from them. Only poverty and death is to be found. Death is larger than life. This is what we have the poet says in the third paragraph. Let me show you some more pictures of slum area. So dear students, as you can see on your screen, so this way they live. This is their house. A cramped hole means small and dark rooms, that is narrow holes. Okay, so this is what cramped holes mean here, small and dark rooms. Slag heap, waste of metal of no use. Here peeping bones. So you can see here in the picture, dear students, how the children of slum area look like. Mended glass discarded by rich. So that is why you can see the picture of spectacles which have mended glass. Bottle bits. So we all know crushed willpower. So as the broken pieces of bottle, in the same way their willpower has been crushed. So blot the map with slum. So slum area is just a blot on the map which has been prepared by the powerful people. It just imposition on these children, because these children are devoid of any kind of facility. Okay, so now let us read out the next stanza. Let me read out the next stanza and explain. Last stanza of this poem. Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs break open till they break the town and show the children to green fields and make them world run azure on gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open history theirs, whose language is the sun. So in the last stanza, the poet requests these people. The poet says that unless governor, inspector, visitor, so unless governor, visitor, inspector, they do not take any initiative, these children will not be able to come out from these slum area. So further the poet wants to say, governor, inspector, visitor, they must come forward and join their hands to bring these children from these cramped holes, from these endless night, from the future which is foggy, which is without any hope. So only these people can bring these children out from this cramped hole. This map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. So he says that this map, the map of civilized people, must be their window. They should also witness the world of civilized people, and these window that shut upon their lives like catacombs, and this slum area which is shut their life like a catacombs we all know, where a person is buried. So that is cemetery, that is catacombs. So this place is like catacombs. It has shut them, so they must be taken out, and it cannot be taken out until the governor, inspector and visitor, they do not until the government do not take initiative. Break, oh break open, till they break the town, and show the children to green fields, and make their world run azure on gold sands. And let their tongues run naked into books, and white and green leaves open, history theirs whose language is the sun. So further, the poet requests these people, requests governor, inspector, visitor to break open, to bring these children out from the slum and show these children to green fields, and make their world run azure on the gold sand. Let them witness the natural beauty. Azure means deep blue. Azure means let these children bring out from this slum area and witness them. Let them witness deep blue. Let them run on a deep blue gold sand, and let their tongues run naked. So let them express themselves freely. Let their tongues run naked means let them express themselves freely into the books, white and green leaves. So let them read the book, let them gain the knowledge, let them see the natural beauty, because further he says that history theirs whose language is the sun. So without experiencing the natural beauty, without getting sunshine, no one create history. So that is why it is very important for these children to bring them out from that cramped hole, and let them witness the beauty of this nature. Let them read, let them express themselves. So let's again, dear students, go through this stanza. Let me once again explain it with the help of PPT. Let me show you the PPT. So in the last stanza, the poet says that the government should take notice of the problems being faced by these kids. He urges them to change the life of these kids and make the world map a reality for them. There is a need to break the restrictions which are put on them due to poverty and lack of resources. He wants the governor and public to help these kids in achieving their dream, as this will take them away from fog to azure sky. Azure means deep blue. The poet here wants to say that in this way the kids can be taken away from the darkness of their present to a bright future. He wants these kids to experience the sands and the beauty of nature, as this will lead to a desire of gaining knowledge. They will then go through the white and green leaves. So here white leaves depict books and green leaves depict nature. So this will then result in their progress, and they will be able to paint a bright future for themselves. Let me show you some picture related it. Yes, so this way the poet wants to the windows to be opened for them. Okay, that is catacomb cemetery or graveyards. So break the chain of poverty, illiteracy, okay, and let them away from the slums. This is the azure, this is the gold sand, this is some example of natural beauty. This is the green field which they should experience. Their tongues run, but they must be taught to read. Okay, so their future must be better, opportunities must be offered to them. Okay, as these people, as these great people have got. So only history can be created if one experiences the sunshine. This picture tells us about the last line. Okay, so dear students, it's all about this video. In my next video, we will discuss the poetic devices which have been used in this poem, and I will once again explain the whole poem. Summary of the poem will be discussed, and the questions which are given in your NCERT book will be discussed. Okay, so thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.